Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to do some solo magic. Because I want to test out this deck I changed up. And B, because I don't really feel like setting up anything more complex today. I had planned on doing some more 1 hour war games. Which still sounds like a pretty good idea, to be honest. I might do 2 videos, but if not, it'll just be this one. So here's the setup. We're going to fight Xenagos, and we're going to be using that same kind of greenish deck that I used last time. This is going to be pretty difficult because Xenagos is pretty hard, and this deck isn't very strong. I just kind of want to see how well it does. The modifications are not actually ideal for fighting Xenagos, but we'll see what we can do anyway. That is a 1-land hand. Am I greedy enough to keep that? What do we have anyway? We got the forest, we got the werebear, so if we draw another forest, that taps for green. We do have the first turn plays in the form of Young Wolf. Probably wouldn't do crop rotation. And Druid Lyrist, which can destroy enchantments if we sacrifice him. Just for fun, I'm going to see how it plays out. So we're going to do, actually, I'm going to start by drawing first. And we do not draw into another forest, but at least we did that first. So we'll put that down, and let's go with the Young Wolf, just to start with. So he starts with 2 Rollicking Throngs this time. If I did 3, that would probably just be suicide. But let's see what we got here. Got a Wild Maenad. As long as he controls 5 or more Revelers, this attacks each turn. If we kill it, we gain 3 life. And then he gets 1 more card. Ooh, Ecstatic Piper. He's going to be attacking this turn. So we'll turn him sideways. I'll block with the Young Wolf, who goes Undying and is now a 2/2. The Young Wolf could actually kill the Maddened Oread quickly. But let's see what we draw for our next card. I'd hate to sacrifice him that quick. We do not draw the land. Yeah, that was a greedy hand to keep. We are going to put down the Druid Lyrist, though. Because he can put down enchantments. And we are going to sacrifice the Young Wolf to kill the Maddened Oread. Because if that starts attacking, that's just bad. It's got 4 power, so. Let's go back to Xenagos and see what he does. So we'll untap him. He gets a Rollicking Throng, so he gets a bonus card this turn. Ooh, Impulsive Charge. They're all going to attack this round. They gain haste as well. And Rip to Pieces, there's the enchantment. No, that's a sorcery. At the beginning of this combat, each Reveler does 1 damage to each player and each creature. Oh, that's terrible. So the first thing that happens is each Reveler does 1 damage to everything. So my Lyrist is dead anyway. Then I take 4. So I go to 16. Then they all attack, and that's 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking me to 11 immediately. Yeah, okay. So let's see what we get. We got a Regrowth, but no land. We may have to crop rotation just to shuffle. That's what we're going to try to do. I don't think we're going to live much longer anyhow, so let's crop rotation. We'll sacrifice our only land. And you know what I'm going to go get? I can go get any land I like. I'm going to go get our Woodland Cemetery. We're only running black in here for Autumnal Gloom's ability. And because it looks really cool. So there we go. We have a Woodland Cemetery. So if we draw one more, you know, we have the regrowth. If we draw one more land, we can go get that last land that died. But let's see if Xenagos kills us. He gets Wild Maenads and Impulsive Charge. Yeah, they all attack again. So that's 5, 8. That takes us to 3. I don't see us recovering, but you know, we're going to see it through. And no, we draw a Werebear. So I think we lost this one. That was quick. I told you this would be brutal. So let's go to game 2, see what happens. Game 2. We've already got our hand drawn. No clue what's in it yet. Got the Druid's Familiar, not bad. Hickory Woodlot. A forest. 2 forests and a regrowth. That's looking pretty good. No 1-drop, so we're going to drop the Woodlot right off the bat. Actually, let's draw our card first. It's another forest. There they all are. So we'll drop our Hickory Woodlot. And we'll immediately go to Xenagos. Let's see. I like Static Piper right off the bat. He's going to attack us, so we're already at 14. That is just crazy. That's just crazy. And he already gets one more, which is it's a second Piper. Okay. Got the Lyrist, Autumnal Gloom, Regrowth, Druid's Familiar. Let's drop a forest. So we have access to 3 mana already. I feel like we need to get a body on the board, though. 2 of them. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to tap 2 from the Hickory Woodlot, and 1 from the forest. And we're going to put down a Druid Lyrist and a Werebear. And then we're just going to pray really hard that they don't just die. If I could start getting a bunch of cards into the graveyard, that Werebear is going to be really nice. So let's head on back to our buddy here. Wild Maenads. Come on, no attacks. Alright, no attacks. He's got a lot of Revelers, though. We got a lot of work to do. So let's head back. Draw. We got a second Regrowth. We have the staying power, at least. Okay. Well, I think here's the plan. I think we're going to drop the Druid's Familiar. So we're going to go 4, and we lose the Woodlot. We're going to drop the Druid's Familiar. We're going to pair bond it with the Werebear. So this is a 3/3 now, and this is a 4/4. So we can stand up to anything he has on the board currently. And we have the Lyrist in case we need to destroy an enchantment. Unfortunately, though, we can't do anything else. So it's going to go right to him. Rip to pieces. Okay, so we immediately take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. In fact, everything takes 6 damage. So it wipes my board. Thanks for that. We have Regrowth, so... And then I just take 6 damage. Taking me to 7. It's not looking good. Second card. Xenagos Scorn. So he attacks by himself. So I'm just at 1. No big deal. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This deck is not good for this. Honestly, I can't tell you why I built this the way I did. I just did. Okay, we're going to go for the forest. We have 3 creatures and a land in the graveyard. So Autumnal Gloom will not get its Delirium. What we can do is this. I can... Whoa! Let's go 2. Let's cast our Regrowth. I say we take the Werebear back. because that could potentially... Well, I don't know why I'm saying could potentially. I'm at 1 life. So we might end up doing something else tonight anyway. A 2-parter video. Or I'll just go get a different deck and try something else. But let's go to his turn. Ecstatic Piper, we're dead. He just attacks us. Wow, that's nuts. Well, we could try one more. Or let's try one more. Except I'm going to use a different deck, an infinitely dumber one, actually. Okay, here we go. This deck is much dumber. I'm sure it'll do much worse. So while I'm shuffling this, Grognard Solo Gaming. I think I can never remember your name. I know you're not, I call you Grognard when I talk about you to my friends. Grognard has been doing some really, really cool stuff with his Curse of Strahd videos. It's gone from like a live play to sort of like a narrated audiobook type deal. And I thought I might actually give that a shot. I kind of want to come up with a setting. There was sort of a thing I was doing with Delving Deeper a while ago where I generated a map and we were just interacting with points on that map. I might do that off camera and I might show you sort of the aftermath of a game rather than playing live. I'm still going to play Derleth live, but I just want to try something different. And now, granted, my voice isn't as cool as his, and certainly I don't quite have the storytelling chops that Grognard does. Definitely go give him a look because that is evolving into something wondrous. You could easily write sort of like a novel out of it. And I want to give that a shot. He told me that he actually plays and then writes a little, then plays and then writes a little. So, I mean, by the end of his game, he's going to have a big long journal that he could literally publish it as like a fan fiction of Curse of Strahd, and it would read amazing. So, back to the game here. Let's see what we're going to do. Okay. We got the gas. We got the skeletons. So that's going to be the plan. Yeah, it's mono black, mono skeletons. Singleton as well. So no repeats. So that's what we're going to do. Let's draw a card. Okay, another swamp. We'll play one and we'll play down Persistent. No. Sanitarium Skeleton. He's got bigger toughness. Not that that'll matter, but you know. There you go. So let's see what he's got now. Ecstatic Viper. Of course. He wants to attack first turn. He's very eager. Very eager. Well, it's fine. It's fine. We have a Sanitarium Skeleton to absorb the blow. So bones go flying everywhere. As I nervously watch my minion shattered like so many forgotten Tinker Toys. Okay. Can't do Paragon of Open Graves yet. We can do Read the Bone. No, that's next turn. Put down the swamp. Play the Persistent Specimen for defense. And we will let Xenagos take his turn. He is eventually going to get overwhelmed by... He just shocks us for 4. What a jerk, man. So he shocks us for 4, and then he sends all of his guys to attack us. Wow. Well, I was about to say he's going to get overwhelmed by skeletons, but it's not really looking that way. So let's, first of all, let's take our 4. It's going to put us at 16. And Persistent Specimen will block one of the Ecstatic Pipers. And we're going to end up taking 4. So that's going to take us to 14. No, 12. I can do math. I do these videos late at night, so sometimes when I do them, I'm more tired than I otherwise would be. bone splinters. Okay, well, we're at 3. So we're going to do the dumb thing and burn ourselves even more life. We're going to read the bones. So let's scry 2, Rime-bound, and that. What do we have already? We got 4. Tell you what, let's pitch the land to the bottom. Keep that on top. And then our other card drawn will be Emperor of Bones. Not bad. Not bad at all. However, our turn is up. So, I don't know why I turned my cards over. It's just force of habit. So let's go back to him and see how quickly the game is over. Probably pretty quickly. No, he's got Ferris Band Revelers. Watch, Impulsive Charge. Ready? Calling it now. It's Impulsive Charge. No, it's Ecstatic Piper. He hits us for 6. And we're down to 6. This is not our night for fighting Xenagos. He's tough. He really is tough. So it goes back to us. Draw another card. Grave Exchange. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Here's the play, though. Gain 2. This is dumb. Okay, so we're going to cast the Rime-bound Dead. So we're going to cast the Emperor of Bones. Get out of here. And then what we're going to do, we can get a lot of this stuff back later, so I'm not super worried. We're going to Bone Splinters. We're going to sacrifice the Rime-bound Dead. And we're going to kill an Ecstatic Piper, gaining 2 life, putting us up at 8. Goodness. The Emperor of Bones looks really, really cool, but not when he's face down with all of this. So, okay, Xenagos, finish us off. What do you got? Xenagos Scorn. He gains Trample and attacks. And everyone else attacks. Well, it's been fun. Yeah. Tell you what, why don't I talk a little bit about the this delving deeper thing I'm going to do and the books I'm going to use. Tonight's solo magic is definitely a bust for sure. He's just too strong without using super overpowered cards to stop him. No, it might be kind of fun. It might be kind of fun to purposefully build a deck that interacts with this in ways that aren't weird. So unlike that illegal maneuver I actually pulled in in the first video I did fighting Xenagos, where I surgical extractioned his cards. That's not actually a legal move, come to find out. If a card would go anywhere, it just goes back into his graveyard. So, can't do that, but it might be fun to build something that, like I said, it just interacts with his deck. So, let me go get these other books, and I'll be right back. And let's talk a little bit about this this other RPG. And also, I kind of want to show off how interesting some of the rules in these books are. So, I'll be right back. So, Xenagos, the God of Revels, is ironically also the chief of the Fun Police. As, we had zero fun fighting that guy. So, let me talk a little bit about what I want to do here and the resources I want to use. So before me is actually 3 books. Original Edition Campaign, Delving Deeper, and Old School Revival Solo Role-Playing Guide. So these are primarily the only 3 books I want to use in sort of this narrated campaign. So I'll explain a little bit about what these are if you're not familiar. So the actual game system here is Delving Deeper. This is, as far as I know it, the most faithful recreation of OD&D there is to date. In fact, if you remove just a couple of rules, then you have the original 3 booklets. But this is like plus. This is like plus the first. This is like plus the first supplement where it introduces the thief and stuff like that. This has rules for generating entire landscapes, and I think there's even a dungeon generator in there. If not, I know there is in here. Well, probably. Let's take a look. Old School Revival Solo Role-Playing Guide is a... well, it's a Old School Revival Solo Role-Playing Guide. It provides rules for decision-making. It has the yes-no oracles in it, but it also has like a million other things that are just... I haven't even read through the whole thing. Here it is, procedural dungeon crawling. So this is sort of a version of what you'd find in first edition, the Dungeon Master's Guide, where you can procedurally generate a dungeon. And what that means is you're not like, you have to generate it room by room. So that's like what's past a door, what's down a hall. This is going to tell you what you're looking at as you're looking at it, rather than, oh, I'm going to generate an entire dungeon and here's the shape. You have to do this as you go. And I like that because it stops me from knowing exactly what's ahead of me as I'm going. So I want to try that. And then there's actually something interesting back here at the beginning. Where is that? It has rules for generate... oh, here it is. The primary player character. It says, when playing a solo game, focus on making a primary player character, much like how you would create one for a normal game. So this is very much what I like to do. I actually prefer playing as one guy who's interacting with a lot of NPCs rather than playing as a party like what I did with the Horrible Four, who should probably also make a comeback because I kind of miss those guys. Sorry, I closed the page. But the other thing that was showing you was, it was showing you how to make, or it was kind of generating what level you would be depending on your character's canonical level of experience. Here it is. So you can choose what level you'd like to start off at, but if you'd like to randomize the process, choose the following experience range for your primary player character and roll the following. So something I want to do is I kind of want to start as like either an adept adventurer or an experienced adventurer, and that's going to start you off at a higher level, and that's going to give me more resources to work with, which means higher survivability rate, which is important in something like Delving Deeper, which means longer campaign. Delving Deeper basically is OD&D, so that means very high lethality and very high unpredictability. So the original edition campaign is a set of rules by Eric Johansson, and this adds some stuff to OD&D games. It's not specifically for Delving Deeper, but it's more for an OD&D campaign he was running. And actually there's this really charming bit at the beginning of the book where it actually said that he said that his party, or his group, they had 2 games going. They had an advanced game and they had an original game. And it says that they actually ended up having more fun with the casual dungeon crawl and procedural generation game that they were doing in Zero Edition than they were with their more elaborate first edition campaign. And so what these rules are is these are his house rules and things that he and his group have come up with, condensed into one booklet. There's a lot of stuff in here about alternate character generation and just interesting. Actually, if you use some of this stuff, it literally just transforms it into white box with the modifiers for attributes. But he also comes up with this... sorry, it's late. He comes up with these different ideas for like skill resolution or task resolution. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in here about actually, there's sort of a, let me backtrack a little bit. There's sort of a setting almost that he touches upon. The setting implied by Original Edition campaign is kind of a darker, kind of a grittier one, where a lot of the fantastical elements are either removed or they're dulled down. It's kind of a grim, dark sort of thing, and I'm going to adopt some of that, but I'm actually going to twist it to be a little bit more like my own campaign is. So, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on that when I come back and when I'm actually playing it. But this is just to show you that I'm only going to try and use these 3 books when doing it. Everything else is going to be out of my head, from names of places and people to some goals of quests, if that's not in here. I got to read through the rest of this, because sometimes it's nice to have prompts, but I also want to use minimal resources. You know, in the past, I'd bust out, like, there were times where I had 8 or 9 books at most sitting at the table, and I'd kind of like to try it as bare bones as I can. I think I've done something like that before, but I can't remember. So, anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to do delving deeper with some Oracle stuff and with a little bit of bonus material from Eric Johansson. And we're going to see how far we can take that, and we're going to do it Grognard solo style, where I'm actually going to give you something of a stylized recap after I do it. So, sorry we didn't beat Xenagos today, but I have a plan for that. And it's like I was saying earlier, I'm going to make a deck specifically for it. But thank you for watching. I hope the video was entertaining for you anyway, even though it was a bit rambly. And we'll see you in the next one.